The number of confirmed COVID-19 infections in South Korea has recently surpassed 9,000 cases. However, new infections have been on a downward trend, inviting global praise on South Korea's swift response, widespread testing, and transparent messaging to the public. The infections here rose dramatically as a result of mass testing. Experts analyze that early detection and treatment helped lower the fatality rate in that country. And behind every medical worker's individual commitment, public cooperation such as practicing social distancing and good hygiene played a critical role as well. This week, Korea Now will look into the citizens of Korea and their efforts against coronavirus. Medical staff, including doctors and nurses, tackling the outbreak in all parts of the country, have played a major role in halting the rapid increase of COVID-19 infections in South Korea. In particular, medical staff in Daegu Dongsan Hospital, located at the hardest hit city, have been fighting against the virus day and night. The bandages on their foreheads and clothes soaked in sweat showed their all-out efforts at the forefront. Medical volunteers flocked in from various regions to help the virus-hit city. The mature civic awareness and cooperation of citizens cannot be ignored as well. Citizens practiced social distancing and did their part in preventing the spread of the virus. Popular streets and plazas were empty as a result of voluntary social distancing, and this was seen in nearly every part of social life, including public transportation, trains, cafeterias, and railway sites. Even when the school year was postponed 5 weeks for the first time in history, citizens quietly adapted to the changing environment. It is almost impossible to find anyone walking around without a mask on the streets, let alone in tourist areas. There wasn't any panic buying other than for face masks, and though the new mask rationing system had some confusion in the beginning, it settled in without much hassle. As people practiced good hygiene and followed the recommended preventive measures, South Korea was able to flatten the curve of new COVID-19 infections without imposing restrictions or generalized lockdown. There was also an outpouring of donations to support the medical staff and low-income families amid the outbreak. Celebrities like BTS and director Bong Joon-ho donated to help Korea's relief effort, but it didn't stop there. Anonymous donations coming from the elderly, young children, or the disabled have been warming the hearts of Koreans during this dark time. The Salvation Army's Christmas carol reappeared on the streets, and this time, people donated masks into the carols. There were even citizens who volunteered to make homemade masks to give them out for free. Korea saw a rapid increase in COVID-19 infections as it did not impose entry restrictions on arrivals from China during the early stage of this outbreak. But with a swift and transparent response from health authorities, devoted medical staff, and mature civic awareness shown by the public, Korea was able to slow down the spread of the virus.